Hi, my name is Jennifer Royston. I am the mother of Spencer Kenyon and Nineveh Kenyon. I need my story to be shared and Spencer's story and Nineveh's and our family's story to be shared because I believe that it is a tragedy what happens to our children in the midst of fighting through divorces. I believe that our child welfare system needs to be refined and mandated that both parents mandatory unless they are the biggest pile of dog shit and in cases like Spencer's father. Okay, he should have been kept away because there was plenty of proof. But money manipulation has ruined so many children's lives. Now I'm going to tell you a story about this woman here. Her name is Myra Thomas. She was a pharmaceutical rep who pushed her legal street drugs, because that's what they are. And this is her son, Thomas Kenyon, the murderer of my baby boy, Spencer. This woman let that monster kill my baby. And if you have any information on Spencer's state of mind, I please beg of you to call me at this number. Spencer was a beautiful baby. He deserved to live. He deserves to have justice. He deserved to dance at his high school dances. He deserved to drive his car one day. And look at this. That is why he does not get to. Take a look at that and look in those eyes and put your shoes in what my baby had to live with day in and day out. And this woman did exactly what Georgia Child Protective Services stated that she would, and that was to protect her abusive son. And now my baby doesn't get to live. And I am begging this world to stand up against the people of money. If you have money, that's great. Be proud of yourself. But if you have money and you believe that if you do not like someone, that you have the right to completely destroy their life, that is incorrect. And if you believe that you had the right to destroy my children just because you do not like me, that is incorrect. I want the world to see what money has done. It failed my children. Leon County Sheriff, you failed my children. A year ago when I was begging for you on this phone call that I'm going to allow you to hear. I need a minute. This video that I'm going to show to you is a conversation with a detective last year when my daughter was always trying to commit suicide and running away. And this is a result to giving children legalized methamphetamines called Adderall. The dosages were so high that their hearts would beat so fast that instead of taking them down or lowering the dosages, this evil woman here, she would up the dosages and add on a heart medication to slow down the heart. Okay? She used my children as guinea pigs in her to receive more money for my children. I believe that my son has a life insurance policy on him, as my daughter did last year. I believe that in the documentation that I submitted to Colquitt County, the county that I hold responsible, because they allowed Myra Thomas to purchase Mickey Waller, who had Judge McIntosh in his pocket. The children's safety never mattered. Child Protective Services stated that they were going to do exactly this. And please do not think that I do not hold myself responsible also. I hold myself accountable and responsible that I was so weak and pathetic that I let this piece of shit into my life. And I took every crying sorry that he ever gave me. So I'm on that list too. Don't feel bad for the people that I am going to drag your asses out of the swamp that you come from. Now, and Mr. Gaines, this is nothing directed towards you because I believe that you were the one person that was like, hey, maybe there's a problem here. And that's why you are demoted and you are risking your life on the streets every day and patrol. Okay? And I apologize so much for that. I really do. But I'm going to take you through a little story. How Thomas Kenyon has been able to get through all the violence that he has created to innocent children. Actually 3, because my child suffered with every paranoia waiting for this piece of shit to come do all the things that he said he was going to do. Can you believe I can't go say goodbye to my baby because this asshole has been threatening to kill me and my family? Overheard by other people, not just me stating that. And nothing has happened to him. But I tell these motherfuckers that you should be fucking dead for what you did to my baby. And now I might go to jail. I told the truth that this asshole carries a weapon in his car and he is not allowed to because he is a convicted felon for assault over and over and over and over again. Not just on me. He was married. Okay, he has a long list of assaults. And nobody cares because this woman will pay for that murderer to walk free. And I beg of you, all you badasses out there that just like to go to the bar and beat the shit out of someone, if you ever see this man, you should do to him what he did to this innocent baby boy here who could not protect himself. He could not protect himself, and my baby boy lived in constant fear of that monster, that face, making fun of his every move, calling him fat. Terrorizing him like a domestic terrorist. Oklahoma Superior Court, 11807, choking me. 42407, choking me again. 4414, harassment, driving by our home, threatening my family. You know, I held on to this, Myra Thomas. You see this? This was when Tommy was locked up for breaking my face. You see that signature right there? Fresh, it's still yours. I kept the original. I've made copies of this thing. But I kept this because it mattered to me. Because in this letter, you acknowledge the monster that he is. But you try to pin it on everybody else. I just love you so much and I want you to be happy. Long, content life. I look at pictures of Spencer now and I wonder what his life holds ahead. You are very much a part of what lies ahead for all of us. If you don't learn other ways to handle bad situations or events, you will end up in prison forever. You won't intend to. You didn't intend to this time, but that's what will happen. Before that would have just hurt you and me mostly. Now it will affect your son. You are a role model for him. Please be a better one than your dad was for you. On another selfish part of me, if you and she don't get along, I will hardly ever know or see my grandchild. It's not like you will both live in the same town. You, Myra, didn't care about Spencer and Nevaeh. You didn't care that they were crying and hurting. This is a report out of Colquitt County, and it says that 21 hours I received a call from Sergeant Cornorda. He stated he went to the residence and contacted a white male who he recognized as Kenyon. Okay, but again, Kenyon was able to scale through those proceedings. This is another police report. At this time, where the subject deputy bureau advised that an order of no contact is active against the offender in the state of Washington, and that is of 2018. Offender had contacted and attempted to contact victim. He's threatening me constantly. Okay? He has threatened me, and I cannot go say goodbye to my baby. He choked me unconscious. My daughter made a police report last year. He was choking her and beating them. And he was making my baby boy hit and choke his sister. Why? Here's another Glendale police report. Okay, and it says, I heard a male subject on the other phone yelling at Jennifer. A few moments later, I told her to hang up. She did, and I told her if he calls back to let it go to voicemail. I have had the recording of him calling her. The victim advocate is speaking to Jennifer. During the victim advocate is more documentation I have at home. During that interview with those people, he is threatening me, and they're concerned because they understand that victims of domestic violence, we're scared. We might not admit that we're scared because I'm a pretty strong fighter, and we do not admit that we are scared. Another police report here from the Great Harbor, Washington, okay, where another officer overhears Kenyon threatening our life, okay? None of these were taken into consideration or looked. Okay? In this police report in Leon County, my daughter states that Thomas Kenyon is beating them until they piss. And I'm going to put all these paperwork on the internet. Okay? Because she states here, when asked, has he ever hit them? Sometimes he gets really angry and spanks them, leaving bruises for days. He stated that he has problems managing his anger. Sometimes he spanks her until she pees her pants. This is no fucking cop. And when these reports go to Child Protective Services, because I've sent them to them, begging them to do something, but they see this woman speaking with such a beautiful southern voice. She's like almost like an angel. It just, you know, Lucifer was so beautiful. And I bet he speaks just as beautiful as she does. But I encourage you guys to open that sense in your mind. Does it make sense that these two children have been trying to commit suicide for the past couple of years? Does that make sense to you? Does it make sense to you that... Okay, I need a minute.
Great.
So with these police reports, these are just tiny bit of proof. I have been living my life through pages of insanity, just going over life, why my children, why, just why. I ask now, I even scream it, fucking why. Here's another court document. In these pages is proof of a killer and a psychopath. And nobody gave a shit because Myra's in Georgia. You see that? Mother, 98%, father 2. Why? Because in these pages is a psychopath. And they knew it. Just like Georgia told McClintosh, no, we do not agree with the children going to Myra because she will allow Thomas Kenyon to continue to abuse them and she will hide it. I honestly cannot believe how fucking right they have been. So in these pages that McClintosh didn't give a shit to look at, all he cared about is what Myra said. So here's these, another stack on Tommy, okay? More reports from Leon County, okay? Nobody cared to speak up. And you're going to actually get to hear that for yourself because I recorded these conversations with the detective, with the police officer I spoke to yesterday, begging him, why, if you're going to arrest me, just tell me, you know, because I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run. I'm not a coward. I know you are, Tommy, but I'm not a coward. Okay? Myra didn't let me speak to my children during our court process, and this was one of the just fucked up things she did. Okay? She got this restraining order in Tallahassee after not letting me speak to my children for 2 years. Okay? Begging and pleading, groveling. You know, the only thing that comforts me at night is that I'm only in constant misery in this short, fucked up life. But you have made your eternity, and I promise you I'm going to be there standing. I'm going to be that angel squishing your fucking head. Because you have made your eternity with the evil things you allowed your heart to do out of anger because I'm a piece of shit, this, that. Who gives a fuck who I am? I'm a piece of shit. But you went past that and you took it upon yourself to make my baby suffer. Since you couldn't do it any other way, you did it that way. And you will suffer eternity. So with this bullshit order, she did not let me speak to you for 2 years. She gives me this restraining order, and all of a sudden my daughter's calling me. My daughter's calling me constant. Yuma, Arizona gave Myra Thomas and her son a restraining order. I went to Tallahassee. I fought Myra's bullshit restraining order. And I thank God that I was able to do one fight outside of Moultrie, Georgia, and Colquitt County. Because I knew the more fights that I got out of Georgia, the more I would win. And so did you, Myra. So when I showed the judge my overwhelming proof in Florida that I've never done anything to these people. In fact, it's this piece of shit that has always done everything to everyone else. Like his brothers. You know, when you're thinking about Spencer, Rhett, and Ross, and your wives, Chad and his wife, I hope that in the back of your mind, it eats at the pit of your stomach that none of you spoke out what you knew Spencer was living through. You knew what type of person Tommy was. You told me how you used to fucking just run to get the fuck away from him. The judge granted me my restraining order in Yuma, Arizona against Myra and Thomas, and the judge in Tallahassee, Florida, Myra walked in there with a domestic violence advocate. I almost wanted to start laughing. Okay? Fucking laughing. She walks in there with a domestic violence advocate, and in the back of my mind, I thought, oh shit, this woman is so manipulative. I might just get bent over right now. But guess what? That judge saw the proof from Yuma, the cops stating that yes, this person just got served an hour ago from Tallahassee, Florida, from this person, and now all of a sudden, 5 minutes after her being served, her daughter's calling, crying, saying, Mommy, please answer the phone. Why won't you answer the phone to me? Mommy, it's me, it's me. You are so cruel, Myra Thomas. And I hope that justice finds you whichever way that in the dark alley, in the dark spot, whether it be you dead or alive, I hope justice finds you in the most cruelest way possible. Because that's what my son had to live. My son had to not enjoy his life, his sports. And this video will also be shared along his baseball teams and sports things. I know that they changed, allowing parents to have so much interaction with their practices because of Thomas Kenyon. Again, nobody does anything because they suck that fucking bottle in his mouth and allow him to do it. Why? Because Myra Thomas's pocket. This here is a copy of Thomas Kenyon restraining order, a restraining order that I did not even request the first time he broke my face. He broke my face so bad that when the police got there and were receiving Thomas Kenyon in their arms, because you want to know the truth about something so pathetic, is I wasn't even the one that called 911 when he broke my face. He did. Because when I looked at my shirt that was my favorite beautiful white shirt and there was red all over it, I looked in the mirror and I couldn't believe what I saw. I saw a monster and I never thought my face would look the same again. I was wearing high heel shoes. I turned to Thomas Kenyon as he's trying to flee the scene with us so frantically. He's saying, oh, I was scared you were going to kill us. It's not my problem. You can't drive. He's hauling ass down the road, and I just started kicking. He called 911. The police met us off the Puyallup exit in Washington State off the I-5. And he went running to them like he was a victim. How sick is that? And the cops are receiving him open arms, and I get out of the car and I slam that door because I'm still gonna go kick the shit out of him for what he's done. And when I get out, they look at my face, and I will never in my lifetime forget the look on their face. It was of horror, and they reached for their guns immediately, and they turned their back towards me, from me, and they started yelling at this evil piece of shit right here. Get down, get down. And that night I found out that I was pregnant with my baby boy. I am never going to stop. What you two have done, you will pay for what you've done. This restraining order was 16 years long because the damage he had done to my face. And can you believe that in here, these papers here, oh no, we have to go to, I need a minute. So in these transcripts, when they took my babies from me, it was a violation of this no contact order that is valid in all of the United States. It doesn't matter if I'm on one end or completely the other. If I'm in Hawaii, Guam, this is valid. This should have been looked at. My justice should have been served upon Thomas Kenyon. When he broke my face and they took my children in 2009, they never charged Thomas Kenyon. They never even spoke about it. They didn't want to speak about it, just like they don't want to speak about my son now. They didn't want to speak about my daughter a year ago when I'm begging that they're going to kill one of my babies. Here's another violation. This is one of the Child Protective Services case workers, Celeste McCarthy. She states, the knocking on the door kept louder and louder for several minutes. Then, with intensity increasing, he was persistent about it, as he was saying he was not going to go away. Okay, these are child protective workers that stated on paper that they were scared for the children. Okay, with Thomas Kenyon, we had some very bad incidences in his time trying to work the program, but this is who they gave the kids to, not the mother. Who over and over, they said, oh, the children are very receptive to their mother. They love their mother. The mother thinks outside of the box. I've had psychological evaluations. Yeah, I smoke marijuana because I choose not to use pharmaceutical medication. That is my God-given right, and that's what I choose. And I am tired of you calling me a drug addict because I smoke marijuana. That is my choice. It has kept me loving and sane. The last years of my life fighting this battle that nobody wants to listen to because they're scared of this bitch's pocket, trying to make me out crazy so that you can steal my children, is a crime. In here, they say what a good mother I was, and nobody cared. McIntosh overlooked absolutely everything. Okay? Everything. In here is a message from my attorney saying, I never heard back. She's going to flip if she can't talk to her kids. I don't think the marijuana should have anything to do with her phone conversation with her kids. If we need to get the kids a call for her to talk to them, let us know. It is imperative that we take away these manipulating people like this right to take away these children and screw these children up. And how you will do that is through mandatory contact. Whatever the fucking situation is, through divorce, there is mandatory contact. And if one parent or the other thinks that there's a severe problem, then there should be supervised mandatory visitation. Not, oh, you have to go spend all your money on court, and if you're a poor bastard like me, you gotta go spend all your money, and then they still don't fucking listen to you. No, it should be mandatory that children know their parents. Why? Because it causes so many psychological problems just by them not knowing me, by me coming and them taking me away and driving me out of town with their fucking Leon County Sheriff's Department. You guys should not feel proud of yourself, okay? You might think that you're big and badass. Oh, you can do whatever you want to. You can take somebody's right away. You can scare them out of town. You can lie and manipulate about them, and everyone's going to believe you. Why? Because you're the sheriff. This life is so short for a reason. Don't you people understand how short it is? It's like 1 minute you're young and then you're old and you're dying. It's like that for a reason. It's like that because if everybody got to use all of their brain, there would be no world left. Because you have all these assholes who just want to be the richest, the best, the best. Who gives a fuck? Grow up. I don't give a shit what kind of car you have. I don't give a shit if you have more money than I have. I don't give a shit if you dress nicer than I do. I'm not going to be concerned. I can still walk in that room like I was wearing all better shit than you do. And you will not make me feel uncomfortable. I don't know if that's what pisses you people off about me and why you want to set to destroy me. But you will not destroy the light inside. Does it kill me what you did to my children? Absolutely. Does it make me angry? Absolutely. Does it break me up inside? Absolutely. There's days I don't even know how I'm alive because my heart hurts so bad. But I refuse to allow you two people to walk in this world with a smile on your fucking face for what you've done to my children. It's my right to speak out against things that I believe are a violation of my children's life, a violation of my human rights. And I am going to forever drive around in my car with those pictures on my car, and I am going to post everywhere, every city, so everywhere you go, they're going to know who that evil person is.